Any more moves you expect the Niners to make in free agency?
Yeah. One more cornerback.
One more corner?
Somebody solid. I'll keep saying his name until they sign him. Sign AJ Boye.
Boye. Someone with some size, right?
Yeah, just do it, honestly, at this point. Now you have all this extra space that you opened up with the D4 restructure, and apparently he might contribute. And so now you just need to have a certain amount of money for your draft picks. Again, if guys are taking 1-year deals with no guaranteed money and things like that, who's to say that AJ Boye wouldn't? Maybe he wants to sit around and wait to see how the market develops. But again, he's got a 2-game suspension that he has to carry out before he can play. And if it's not him, there's other people. Casey Hayward, a few other people. I think it's one more because I like Emmanuel Mosley. I really do. Mm-hmm. But after Verrett and Mosley, it gets really hairy at cornerback. So I think you need one more solid starter who you can plug and play while having Mosley be there to either spell one of them in case of injury or maybe even because Shark's back, so he's in the slot. That's the thing is like the cornerback depth gets a little thin after Verrett and Mosley. And I think you would be wrong to go into this offseason with those two and Webster and Harris. I think you'd be doing yourself a disservice.
Right, because you'd end up playing a lot of Brian Allen, which is not the goal. Jason Verrett and Mosley both missed time last year. They're both good corners. Verrett's excellent, but you got to count on them to miss time again next year. It just happens. And you want someone who's starting caliber to be able to fill in. AJ Boye would count. He's probably not that expensive.
No, and then the safeties are good. Ward, Tart, Harris, Moore, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine up there. You're fine. There. That's what makes that Tart move so great. It just does. It's not only what he does for the defense, but I'm talking about straight up depth. You've got 4 guys who have seen the field. You're comfortable at least enough with them playing, whether, the reason that they're backups is their deficiencies or whatever, because Tart doesn't give up those big plays. Tarvarius Moore does at times, and sometimes he there's coverage lapses and things like that. But you need to have that, especially considering, look, no disrespect to Tart, but he hasn't been healthy for a full season. So you can't set your watch to, what he does. When he's on the field, there's no discussion. And then the same thing with Ward. So that's the thing. Now, when you're talking about cornerbacks, I think you need to bring in 1 or 2 more guys, even one more guy, honestly, that will be like maybe not a practice squad guy, but somebody who's a vet in the league that maybe people are just down on at this point. But you just want somebody in the room that either 1 can help these guys and 2 provide depth.
Right, because if they don't do that, then it really tips their hand for the draft. Like they would have to take a corner at no later than round 3. Absolutely, sure. One of their top 3 picks.
For sure.
Boye, and it's got to be someone big. Got to, because they don't currently match up with DK Metcalf at all. And
Spoon did that.
Spoon did that. So they have to replace Ahkello Witherspoon in their rotation. He had a spot in their rotation. He matched up against certain players. It seems like they're transitioning to more of a man-to-man coverage scheme anyway. So they got to get a big corner. And it seems like if they don't get Boye, then maybe they're targeting Tyson Campbell in round 2 or Patrick Surtain in round. Maybe they just do something they haven't done in 20 freaking years and take a corner in round 1. I don't know. It's possible.